Hey y'all, it's Danielle and
Kristen.
yes. We're here at the Thai Massage Jam and we're going to be showing you guys how to work on your neck and your shoulder and kind of your rotator cuff for people who are experiencing some pain. So Kristen, how is your neck and shoulder feeling today?
I'm a little tight. I've been doing a lot of yoga, so I definitely am excited about this class today.
Really? Yoga made you feel tight?
Lots of down dog. They're beating me up.
Oh,
Even
okay.
the slow
All right.
yoga, they're whooping my butt.
I'll give you that one. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to have Kristen start on your back, please.
Let me move down a little bit further.
I appreciate that. So you're going to have your receiver start face up on their back. And first we're going to do is just warm up the pec area. Now the pecs are that big, beautiful chest muscle in the front that pulls everything forward. We're just going to start that by taking our palms, just gently palm pressing right here above where the shoulder meets the chest. Be mindful of your receiver's chest or breast tissue. We don't want to cross any boundaries or make anyone feel uncomfortable as we're trying to help them. How does that feel, Kristen?
Great.
Awesome. Oh, I can feel your arms. You got strong biceps.
Lots of chaturanga.
Sounds like food.
It's definitely not food.
Oh, I might be hungry. All right, so now that we've palm pressed up here for just a little bit to let her know that, hey, this is where we're going to be working at, I'm going to take my knee and put it right where my hand was. So you're going to see, I'm going to put my knee right here, right where my hand was. And the part of the knee that I'm going to use is this nice flat front part, not my pointy, sharp knee, because that'll hurt. That'll feel like I'm stabbing you in the chest, and
I'm not ready for that.
no one wants that. It's not fun. So nice flat part of my knee. I'm going to put it right here. Okay, big deep breath in, Kristen. Let's slide that in, and on the exhale, come on down. Ooh, how does that feel?
Good.
Okay, so can you guys all see? Here is Kristen's shoulder cap, or deltoids, you know, that front part of your shoulder ball, I guess a lot of people feel. Her chest tissue is down here. I'm right at that juncture, as I keep touching the mic, right at that juncture, above the breast tissue, but below the shoulder cap. How's that?
Good.
So now, depending on your receiver, you can either lean in, ooh, for a lot more pressure. How's that?
Good.
She'll usually like tell me it's too much. I want to see how far I can go. She has no edge. But if you're like me and a giant sissy, you can also come out and lean back just a little bit. Take some of that pressure off of there.
I just felt the blood flush to my feet. Nice.
Another option that you can do to help diffuse some of the pressure is put a towel or a blanket or like some shirts, I don't know, something there to help diffuse some of the pressure, just to take a little bit of edge off. So I'm going to lean in once more for you. How does that feel?
Very good.
Wonderful. And really what I'm targeting here is going to be pec attachments into the shoulder, some of that anterior or that front delt of that shoulder cap. And big deep breath in. And on the exhale, I'm going to slowly come out. We don't want to hop right off. That can cause the body to contract, create some rebounding, which no one likes and is very painful. So then, now that I've got her shoulder nice and warmed up, I'm going to take the flat part of my foot. I'm going to come right in here onto her ribs, right below her breast tissue, and kind of into her armpit. So I'm going to slide right in just like that. Ooh, I like to lock my leg, grab my receiver's arm. Go ahead and hold on. We're going to make a pact. Big deep breath in. And I'm going to lean back and take her arm with me. Ooh, get some beautiful traction in that shoulder joint. How does that feel? Wonderful. So this is creating a lot of space in the shoulder, mainly around where the shoulder blade kind of meets the upper body. A lot of times the shoulder blade gets stuck on there, and this is tractioning and pulling it off and creating space. Now what I can also do is I'm going to open her up just a little bit, and you'll see my heel all the way down here. It's on the very edge of teres minor, which is one of your rotator cuffs. And I can push in, give me your hand again, and then just really focus on that muscle, on one of those really important rotator cuff muscles. How does that feel?
Maybe.
Good. Again, be mindful of your receiver. Sometimes they're awesome like Kristen and can take incredible amounts of pressure. Or they might be like me, where they cry like a little baby, and that's okay.
Beast.
I like to do a little bit of movement to get that in there. How does that feel?
It's good.
Wonderful. Traction out, like to bring my foot out. Feeling that traction, pulling that shoulder girdle open.
I can feel it opening at the base of my skull.
That is perfect and wonderful. So once I've done that, I'm then going to swing around and come up here to the top. Now I've got her arm with me. What I'm going to do is now I'm going to focus on the top of the shoulder. Okay, you've got your anterior delt, lateral delt, posterior delt, all of these arm attachments, biceps, you know, we have those big strong arms. All that jazz starts to run into here. So Kristen, may I have your hand again? So I'm going to come in, I'm going to take the flat part of my foot, right? But I'm going to use this foot, flat part of my foot. I'm going to press it right into where all of those muscles love to hang out. And I'm just going to lean back. How does that feel?
That's good.
You feel that on your bicep?
I do.
You have a strong bicep. Yeah, she curls.
Yoga push-ups.
Yeah, I'm going to say she lifts weights. Because, like, I mean, I don't know. I've met a lot of really strong yoga people too, but I've also seen you do, what is that? The one that all the crazy people do?
CrossFit.
There you go. See, she knew it. Crazy people CrossFit easily. Anyway, so yeah, I can tell. So all I'm doing here is we're just holding hands and I'm leaning back and getting some nice pressure right again on that bicep and on those shoulder cap muscles, the deltoids. Move around just a little bit, pull her in. Ooh, how does that feel?
Good.
Good. Now be mindful. The side or the knife of your foot can feel really sharp, especially if I were to roll like that. Yeah. Oh, getting some real focus stuff. It's intense. So I'm just gonna come back, use my nice soft foot. Sometimes you might find one of those real big knots or adhesions. You can back out slowly. And you can use the heel of our foot very, very gently. Listen to your receiver. They might cry. They might curse at you. They might tell you you're amazing. All are valid. You just want to listen and respond and meet our receiver where they are at. How's that feel? Wonderful. So now that we've done that, I'm going to bring her out. I'm going to work on her neck because Kristen and everybody usually has neck issues. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to take the balls of my feet right in here. I'm going to come right in here on the top of traps. A little bit of levator scapula. Those big neck muscles that everyone's like, oh, they hurt, and everyone knows what traps are because they always hurt. So we're going to work on them. May I have your hand again, please? Thanks. Take again, ball of my foot, and I'm just going to slide in right into that little area that she's created and pull back until she says, oh, and then I know I've made it. How does that feel? Now, if this feels like a little bit too much on your toes, because it looks like my toes are being a little bit crushed, and that might happen to you. If that happens, you can come back out. You can try the other foot. I'm going to come in, protecting the side of her neck. I don't want to hurt her. And just do that. It's a little bit broader, a little bit more easy. How does that feel?
Easier for me to receive with that foot.
There you go. So now we're going to hang out and do this foot because this one works better for Kristen. And for me as the giver, this is fine. Now I like to rock and slowly move my receiver around to see where their tension is at, to see where they're holding, and take them on this journey. Being mindful, you can see that her arm's moving a little bit because we're doing some pretty intense work here. And that's great. Big deep breath in. And what time it is. So now's the time where you can start telling your receiver a whole bunch of stuff. There's nothing that they can do about it. Like, Kristen, I scratched your car. Oh, God, scratched a car. Somebody wants to steal her motorcycle.
Stop it.
She can't do anything. I got her arm. So we're going to come out real slowly now. Then I'm going to give her arm back to her, right? And then we're going to do a little bit of neck traction. Thank you. What I like to do is take the, again, flat part of my foot. I don't know where they were. Flat part of my foot, the ball or the pad, and I'm going to hook it right on top of the shoulder cap. Just like that. Boom. So real simple. We can all do that, right? I'm not pushing. I'm not, forcing it down. I'm just doing that for stabilization, because then what I'm going to come in and do, I'm going to come in and grab the side of her neck and just do a nice stretch with traction. So the way I've got it is, I'm going to move my foot so you guys can see. I've got my hands slid underneath her neck, right here at the base of her skull. And all I'm doing is rolling it this way. Now she can come with me, so I'm going to use this foot to keep her there. You see how I'm pushing down? So now she's going to be getting this stretch from here all the way to here. So come in, hook in, and then just lean. Just like that. Very simple. How does that feel, Kristen? Wonderful. So now I'm going to do the other side. Go a little bit more mindful, intent, because we know kind of what we're looking at doing. Turn again, come in, shake this arm out, say, hey, we're about to work here. Do some nice palm compressions, being mindful of your receiver's breast tissue, your chest tissue. I like to use my breath to help regulate my receiver's breath. Sometimes people want to go, I get that, because breathing is important. We need oxygen. But we also want to calm down and receive what we're doing. Kristen is an awesome receiver for not blowing her breath in my face.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I figured you wouldn't want espresso breath.
I don't know, espresso's kind of nice.
Not when it's chocolate.
I mean, all of those words sound really
espresso.
good. What are you talking about? Chocolate and coffee?
Okay.
Hey, what to say? Suddenly this whole video turns weird. So Kristen definitely has a lot going on in this left shoulder. And the way I'm doing these palm compressions is I'm just stacking my body weight above my hands. So I'm not using any real muscles to push down. It's just pressing in and leaning and saying, hey, noticing Kristen's earrings and going, should I get a new piercing? I don't know.
Always.
So once I've done that and introduced this area, let it know that it's going to get some work, I'm going to come in. And again, I'm going to take the flat part of my knee right in here onto that space above the breast tissue, below the shoulder cap. Right in, like that. Now if I want more pressure, as you can see, I can lean my hips to stack more over top of my knee so I get more focused pressure. How's that? Or I can pull back, take off the pressure. Kristen likes a lot, so I'm going to go in a little bit more. How's that? Good job. Checking in with your receiver is important because this is intense. This can be pretty intense. We don't want to hurt our receivers. We like them usually.
Usually.
Oh no, there's some people. We'll see. So maybe to think about And come out on the exhale. Good job. Now you can hold these moves a lot longer than when I'm holding them. I have a feeling that nobody wants to watch me sit here with a knee in Kristen's pack for like 20 minutes. I mean, I have some really great commentary. I have a feeling after 20 minutes, I'd also run out of stuff. So again, I've taken the flat part of my foot right along those ribs, right into that armpit. Kristen and I are going to make a pact that we're going to do this. Hold on, big deep breath in. And breathe, and I'm just going to lean back. Get that traction through that shoulder girdle. She should feel some movement in her shoulder blade. To move around just a little bit. I'm using my bottom leg or my outside leg to support my inside leg because that's what works for me. You can sit however is comfortable for you. Again, if I wanted to focus a little bit more on those back muscles or back rotator cuff muscles, particularly teres minor, which is a big deal rotator arm mover thing. I'm going to take the heel of my foot and again, just come in right at the base. And I'm going to show you on this side. It's going to be right in there with the heel of my foot. So I'm going to come in, press in, and lean. How does that feel? Good job. Now, if I wanted to make this sharper, I could take my foot and turn it. Ooh, use that nice knife of my foot. I'm not going to do that. It's all really intense. And also Kristen is about to work on me. So I'm just going to move her around a little bit. So once we've done that, I'm going to pull out. And I just like to traction because honestly, it feels nice. Traction is awesome. If your receiver can't handle traction, that's okay. Don't traction. We'll find other ways around it. And if that does happen, just let me know. Shoot me a message, comments, and we'll tell you about some workarounds on how to work with somebody who can't handle traction. So again, I'm going to take my outside leg, the flat of my foot onto basically the top of the shoulder cap, where biceps meet, and just there's a lot of stuff there. When you look at the anatomy on the screen, you'll see. I'm going to grab her hand, I'm going to lean and pull her onto my foot very gently, as I saw her feet, and then back up just a bit, and just breathe. Again, this is working those deltoid attachments as well as the biceps attachment. And then also just getting some movement in the shoulder blade, which typically likes to get really glued and stuck onto the ribs. And then we're all hunched forward as I'm sitting here, even hunched forward. And then our arms don't work. So pull this stuff off just like that. She's a little bit more faces, and we're right at the edge, which is great. So I'm going to come back out. Then I'm going to come in, and I'm going to put my foot, and I'm going to use my inside foot now, because this is what worked best for her. And right here at the traps, which everyone has, I'm going to come in, that broad foot. How does that feel? And I'm going to pull her onto that. So there's that. Now, if you have someone who's like, oh, I want more pressure, oh, give me more, of course I will give you more. I will be very gentle, Kristen. Please don't murder me later. You can use your toes or the balls of your feet or the knife of your foot and get in there just like this. Ooh. And then pull. How does that feel?
Sharp.
It is very sharp. It is very sharp. So be aware of your receivers, because this can be very intense for some people. And go slow. Give them a chance to catch up to what we're doing. You don't want to go so fast to where everything starts hurting. I see the time. Thank you. I'm going to hold that there, just like that. So once you feel like you've worked those traps and levator a bit, we're going to bring the arm back down slowly, just like that, and pull my feet out. Readjust, because we've been rolling around all over the floor. I'm going to take my foot, same side. Again, flat of foot onto that shoulder cap right there. My hand is going to come around underneath and pull like that. Okay? So push and pull. I'm going to use two hands here because that seems to work a little bit better. So as you can see, my hand, this hand, we're focusing right here right at the base of the skull where it meets the neck, gently tractioning to her opposite shoulder. Try to bring their ear to their shoulder, but like don't force it. You don't want to break their neck. That's important. Just breathe. How's that feeling? So we get a nice stretch again from all the way from the shoulder to the base of the skull. If you want, you can move your fingers around a little bit, do a little of that base of the skull massage. That feels nice. Or you can just hold it, whichever feels best. So once we've done that, I like to come back, reset the head, because I just moved it all around. I like to take my hands, come right at the top of the shoulders, kind of like C's. We're going to come in and do like, where is it? This. We're going to do like a C at the, right where the shoulders meet the neck. And we're going to bring and pull up and traction all the way to the base of the spine. Okay? So we're going to come in here and do that. So C hands, right here, base of the neck. I'm going to hook in and then just traction all the way. And traction means to grab and pull gently. And this just helps create space in the neck. A lot of times we're all like this. I'm even sitting here like this sometimes. So now that we've got her even on both sides, the last thing that I like to do is to come in. Kristen, may I have your hands, please? All right, so you saw how we did the one side, and then we did the other side. Now we are very gently going to do both sides. This will be very intense. You're going to take the flat part of your foot again, right at the, right below where the shoulder cap, the deltoids meet to the biceps. We're going to hold hands, and then I'm going to lean back very gently and slightly. See how that small movement, like I was here, and now I'm here. And see Kristen's face. Oh.
I'm like, don't break them off.
Don't break them up. That very slight movement.
I go to yoga tonight.
From here to here. Big feelings for such a small movement. And right there you can see the deltoids. We're right at where all three of those delts, those colors meet right onto the arm, is where my feet are placed. We're holding on and just leaning back. You can move around a little bit. That's what feels best for you and your receiver. I like to move a lot in my sessions. Yeah, I know, right? And just feel it. If it's too much, just give them a little bit more room. You can meet them down here. That's totally fine. We can get closer, just like this. And pull back. All of that's totally fine. Just wherever, meeting your client wherever they're at, and working that. Just don't know if you guys can see, but Kristen's face looks like she's loving it.
Yeah.
Slowly bring the arms back down. And then I like to come back in again once more and do that C traction. To the top of the shoulders, where the neck meets the shoulder, C's. Not choking, don't choke. You know, that's weird. So we're gonna bring our thumbs out, come in, and slide up the back of the neck to the base of the skull, and just lean back. Like that. Now our scalenes, because while we're here, a lot of people have a lot of neck pain in the front. That's our scalenes. If that happens, we can take our C hands again. These hands, where's the camera? These hands. Come in and press in very gently. And do kind of like kitty cat pushing. So that feels good. Come right in here and press. And you can also get in here with your feet. It's very intense. So I'm just showing you with fingertips right now. Come back in traction. And then we're done. How is that, Kristen? Is there anything you'd like to see again?
No.
No? Okay,
I
awesome.
think I've got it locked in what we're going to do now.
It's all right. I'm excited to see what you do. And I'm excited for y'all to hear me go, oh, it's too much. So we're going to take a quick break and then we'll switch out and be right back. Thanks, guys.